And if one hotel in Epping is breaking the law by fiddling with migrants, then Martin, I don't know if the government's sitting down while it hears this, but every hotel is.
The snowball effect has well and truly started already after the High Court granted the Epping Forest District Council an injunction to kick the migrants out of the Bell Hotel. Already, Broxbourne Borough Council has put out a statement to say they, after seeing what has happened in Epping, they are going to take the same legal action to try and shut down the Delta Marriott Hotel that is housing asylum seekers in the area. Also, Stephen Barrett, who you've just heard from there, we're going to take a closer look at what he had to say, because he is going to set up a campaign to help people fund legal action of the same vein to have migrant hotels in their area shut down. This is going to be crazy. I bet they are having a total meltdown in the Home Office right now as we speak. I don't think Yvette Cooper will be getting very much sleep tonight. So let's take a look at this statement, and then after that we'll take a look at what Stephen had to say about his new campaign. But before we take a look, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. It's a free thing you can do that massively helps us out. So let's take a look at this statement. Broxbourne Borough Council, they have said, in view of today's High Court ruling in favour of Epping Forest District Council's temporary injunction to stop a hotel in Epping being used to accommodate asylum seekers, Broxbourne Borough Council will now take legal advice as a matter of urgency about whether it could take similar action. The council has opposed the use of the Delta Marriott for this purpose from the outset, but was advised the action was unlikely to be successful at that time. The council recently wrote to the government seeking confirmation that they would honour the pledge to end the use of hotels. Broxbourne Council's leader is writing to the Home Office seeking an assurance that no asylum seekers from the Bell Hotel in Epping will be moved to Cheshunt. Broxbourne Council continues to consider the use of the Delta Marriott for the accommodation of asylum seekers to be inappropriate and will now consider as a priority the best way forward. This is just the start, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for statements like this to be coming out of every single council across the country. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now let's go back to Stephen Barrett, the brilliant barrister, speaking to Martin Daubney on GB News, because he will make it clear as day to you from a legal perspective exactly what this High Court injunction means for the rest of the country.
Start with, frankly, utter farce at the High Court earlier on. The Home Office, this 11th hour interjection was thrown out by the judge, and you might say fittingly.
Yes, so I want to be very clear, Martin. Our legal system is fat and absolutely bloated, and as a result, it sort of doesn't really work. It's copied on a European model, and the Europeans can make it work because they have a pet court that will do as they're told. We have really good judges who just apply the rules, and what the government had not realised is that actually they were breaking planning rules by filling all these hotels with migrants. And that's what this has confirmed. And if one hotel in Epping is breaking the law by fiddling with migrants, then Martin, I don't know if the government's sitting down while it hears this, but every hotel is.
So
it's crazy.
You're saying on GB News tonight, this is the beginning of a chain reaction the government has no control over.
Yes, and I'm going to step into the fray, Martin. I don't normally like to. I'm quite an inactive type of person. But I'm going to launch a campaign to raise funds to allow people who in their locale wish to bring these challenges, because not everybody will have a councillor like Holly Whitbread. Okay, not everybody will be blessed with Epping Council. There are councils who will not challenge the migrant hotels, and that's not fair to any of us. It's a point I like to make really vociferously, Martin. We are a multi-ethnic country already. This was never about race. This is about safety, and every single one of us, every single British citizen is entitled to safety. And so I will start this. I don't want to be accused of, profiting from this or benefiting or anything else. So I have to work it out. But it's about time we replicated their model. Those councillors, a district council in Essex has stumbled across a genius genius solution in our fat and bloated legal system. And one of our High Court judges, the judges I do praise, by the way, Martin, they have upheld the law. They've not behaved like a pet court. They're not some kept little servant or slave of the government that has to do as it's told. They actually apply the law. And the government made all these laws. Well, it's made a bloated planning regime. We all know this from the Bat Bridge. Do you remember that with HS2 or anything else? You know, well, by their, you know, what's sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander. And they have hoisted themselves on their own petard here, because quite clearly, Martin, just to be absolutely clear on this, what this legal point is, a hotel is a place where people come and stay for short periods of time and is open to all the public to book. We have
exactly. So that, my friend, is the legal loophole. That means that you are able to shut down these migrant hotels. And people have been talking about this for a while. People have been raising eyebrows, saying, hang on a second, surely this is in breach of planning laws. But if the government's doing it, the Home Office is doing it, well, I guess, you know, we have no power to stop them. But clearly today, the Home Office have been completely embarrassed. They have been, you know, it's always one rule for some and a different rule for them, right? Clearly that was what they thought of themselves when it came to planning. They thought, we're breaching the planning rules, but you know what? We can just get away with it because we're the Home Office. No, you can't. The rest of us have to put up with your crazy red tape when it comes to planning. You can as well.
By the way, equality laws, meaning that they have to be open to all of us. Literally, they can't discriminate against you because you're very tall or me because I'm bisexual. You know, that they have to let us all come and stay for a short period of time. Well, none of these things do this. They've changed them with a click of their fingers. They've changed them into residential accommodation blocks. Well, they can't do that. And that's basically what's happening.
Stephen Barrett, you sound like a coiled cobra. And to quote Baldrick, it sounds like you have a cunning plan. I look forward to getting you on the show again in the future to feel the full details of that. Stephen Barrett, beautiful stuff.
Isn't that brilliant? So not only have we, on the same day as the High Court injunction for Epping Council, found out that another council, Broxbourne Borough Council, is going to try and take the same legal action, but we've also got Stephen Barrett, the brilliant barrister, there has made clear, A, that this applies to all the migrant hotels in the country, and B, he is setting up a fund, setting up a campaign to help other people to launch similar legal action. This is crazy. The domino effect on this is going to be huge. As I said before, I don't think Yvette Cooper is going to be getting much sleep tonight. Make sure you hit subscribe down below and the notification bell so you know when we're posting new videos. Thanks for watching. I'm Chloe Dobbs.